Hey, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the Pit Stop. This is yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming at you, creator and producer of the Pit Stop and the Just Stop It show. Tonight is a mental health check-in at the Pit Stop. Just a little stopover, giving yourself some time to be relaxed and creative, just to sit back and catch some good vibes tonight. Yeah, this is why we are here tonight at the pit stop. So yeah, I just want to share a friendly reminder with you, a friendly disclaimer. The information in our videos are not intended nor implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Or content, including graphics, images, and information contained in my videos, are for informational purposes only and cannot replace or will not ever replace consultation with your medical professional. Always seek medical support, right? So with that being said, listen, something was brought to my attention. I just want to do a little, to share this little short moment with you. You know, me and another Viber, we were talking about parenting and different things like that. And he was saying, yeah, like hip hop was like the babysitter back in the day. And we talked about across generations of family households and things like that. And he said, well, now, millennials are uh, wearing the same shoes, wearing the same clothes, speaking the same language, vibing, communicating so much sort of like in the same style. So parents, he was saying, and in the age of TikTok, we're not just talking about the media, we're just talking about a combination of how parents and millennial parents and children communicate. And he was like, he thinks it makes a big difference. And I was like, really? And I thought about it. I was like, maybe it does. Like, let me hear from you guys to see if it makes a difference in parenting, the age of TikTok, not just the media, but we're talking about wearing the same fashion, playing the same video games, and vibing the same language. Does it make a difference? Does it work for you? How does it work for you? Share with us how it works for you. Go to Jay's Higher Form 1 at YouTube and hit me up in the chat and tell me how does that work for you? What are the different signals? Is there a communication gap? Has a communication gap been created because the same style but different signals? Maybe you have different signals to parent, different parenting signals to help you to be the best parent that you can be. And for those who don't think it works, let us know. Let me know. Again, good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon. This is yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming at you. Parenting in the age of TikTok, same style, different signals. I'd like to know if there is a communication gap. If you guys are wearing the same clothes, playing the same games, speaking the same language, but you got some different parenting styles that makes your parenting effective, please share. Shine and share at J Tire Form 1 at YouTube, right? And I just would like to know, because it would be very helpful for all of us across generations, so we could be better at parenting. Grandparents can be better at parenting, could be more supportive, right? Um, as I mentioned earlier, because this was brought to my attention, he was like, okay, hip hop reared much of our millennials and things like that. But now, um, yeah, it makes a big, is what I'm saying, is it could very well make a big difference. It could have been, it could become, for some, it could become, create a gap, should I say. So anyway, you guys are fashionistas, and think, if you're wearing the same clothes, just talking about, just chatting, just vibing about this. I just want to know, does it make a difference to you? Does it, is it harmful? Is it good? What are some of the things that you're facing? What are some of the unique challenges? Because that's a unique situation. You and your child wearing the same clothes, playing the same games, vibing the same language almost. Is there a cultural gap? Right? What's the culture like? What's the cultural atmosphere like? Are there any boundaries between generations? Are there any generational blurs, making it harder to assert your authority? Is it challenging to assert your authority when you and your child are pretty much on the same, I won't say you're on the same level because developmentally, of course, you're not. Emotionally, of course, you're not. But I'm wondering, like, is it challenging as a guide? Is it challenging? Is your guidance always being challenged because of those types of things, right? It's quite different. But I certainly like to know. So check this out, fashion. And so I have a question. So when you and your child are rocking the same kicks, who's influencing who? Is it, is matching styles bonding? Is it matching? Is it bonding? Or is it boundary blurring? Question again. You guys are rocking the same kicks, the same sneakers. Who's influencing who? Is it matching style? Is it bonding? Or is it a boundary blurring? I'm just asking. Also, check out game time. When you guys put the game face on. Question. How does sharing video games foster connection? I used to play games with my kids. I know that for a fact, I know that fosters connection. It doesn't replace uh, the connection between parent and child, but it fosters it. It helps. Playing games because you get to learn different lessons and you get to have fun. You know, however, and it depends on what kind of game. Now we ain't talking about cop killing games and stuff like that because I know some parents who do that with their kid, which is crazy. But I'm talking about, does it foster connection or does it breed silence? And what happens when Roblox replaces real talk? That part, like I said, it's not a replacement for real connection, but is the video games replacing real time? Digital. Let's talk about and tech, digital and technology. There's a difference between using technology and being shaped by it, just like hip hop shaped many individual lives, right? Not to say that's overall, so I know I'm gonna get some hot letters, but that's okay. But y'all know it's true. Hip hop shaped a lot of lives. It was the babysitter until hip hop changed. Hip hop was very positive at the beginning until it changed and let other crazy stuff come in and start debilitating the emotional self with all of that stuff, degrading women and killing people and robbing people and stuff like that. That was not the message of hip hop. It was positive. Anyway, we're talking about technology, how technology is shaping parenting and communication between their child. Parents know the tools, but kids live the language, that part. So, is there a difference between using technology and being shaped by it? So, the illusion, the illusion of reliability. Now, that part, the illusion of reliability. In other words, can being cool dilute your parenting style? Can being cool dilute your parenting power? Hmm? Can it quell your parenting power or can it enhance it? You know, I'm just saying, drop a line, drop, drop a line, family at J Tire Form 1 at YouTube. Let us know, you know, does it make it harder? Does it make it better? Or does it make it harder to communicate? Or is it, an illusion being a cool parent? I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just asking. So that's my time for now. I'll be back next week on this segment, right? Because, I'm about wanting to know and getting some valid information and sharing the information on the 100 being 100% mental health. Why did I ask these types of questions? Or like some people, I hear some people that like, okay, what's the big hoo-ha about wearing the same clothes, playing the same games? We're talking about communication and what makes best for good mental health between you and your child. You know, your child being able to tell you stuff at any time, to be able to tell you anything, you know, but it's how it's formatted and it's the formula behind communication. That's all. You know, different signals, same style, different signals. Parenting in the age of TikTok. Now, TikTok, that has to do with technology, the media, and how information is communicated and how information is shaped, how that information shapes your life and your child's life. So TikTok, last but not least, does TikTok help within the bonding? Does it help to bond, or is it a boundary blur? Does it help to bond, or is it boundary blurring? I'm just asking. So please, again, chime in at JTypeform1. Please answer those questions at JTypeform1, and please have some conversation about parenting in the age of TikTok. Same style, different signals. Get to it, get with it, get through it. Hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll be back next week because we are not done with this topic. And let me tell you something. You know, summer is still rocking. We're still rocking summer. So this is why we're coming back next week, because summer is still rocking. And for some people, kids will be going back to school in different states. And we're going to pop up on this again because this has a lot to do with going back to school. Parenting in the age of TikTok. Same style, same signals. Happy summer.